All right. Hey guys, what's up? I wanted to talk a little bit marketing with you today. I was helping somebody with their blog post, and there's a hidden strategy, hidden technique within that conversation turned into kind of a marketing conversation, and I wanted to share it with you. But before that, hey, if you're looking for anything to do with marketing to help you get better with your marketing, make your products easier to sell, go to breakthroughmarketingclass.com. Okay, so listen, let's get to this. I was helping someone with her blog post this morning, and the question was, is the blog post too long? Now, even if you're not doing blog posts or anything like that, this is still going to make sense to you when you understand how we're going to repurpose that content. So the question was, is the blog post too long? Now, I'm going to answer that question as well, but the thing is that the blog post was about, I don't know, 13 to 1400 words or something like that. So the question is always, there's always a debate on long copy versus short copy. Short copy is when you're using, sometimes in Facebook ads or something like that, or short call to action types of opt-in pages. There's room for short copy. But believe it or not, long copy does convert. So the answer to the quick question of does long copy, is it too long? No, it's not, if it's not boring, okay? So if you're writing long copy, you want to include as much information as you can, but not repetitive and not boring kind of stuff, just to make it long, okay? And the reason long copy works is for a simple reason, is because that if someone is interested in the topic that you're talking about, they want to know as much as possible. So if you are writing about this stuff and you're giving them more and more information to help them learn, they're going to read through the copy, okay? So now let's get to the hidden strategy behind what I was telling her this morning about using that blog copy, okay? And this relates to email marketing. So a lot of times, one of the biggest questions and one of the biggest challenges that come into my world every single week from students and clients and, basically students and clients, is that they're asking me, how do I know what to write every single week? I won't answer that question because that's for a whole other video, but this will actually solve that problem, because if you've got a long blog post, guess what you have? You have content, you have email content. And so what you do is what I call the lost strategy. And what the lost strategy is have you ever watched the TV series Lost? All right, so I wasn't a big I'm not a big TV watcher, and I never really watched it. I kind of binge watched a little bit of episodes with my wife while she was going through it, and noticed that Lost was an expert at doing, the open loop strategy. So if you are, anything about marketing, you know that open loops peak interest, right? We need to close loops. So the Lost strategy is basically taking, let's say it's a 1,500 word blog post. You would split that up into 250, maybe 300 word blog posts, emails, and schedule those out over a series of days, right? Even every single day, you start off with the topic and you start talking about it and wait for a break point where it's kind of like a cliffhanger, right? And so you're opening loops throughout this email saying, listen, I'll tell you about this thing XYZ tomorrow. And by the way, if just let me give you a plug. Well, I'm going to have an open loop right here. And so let me plug the breakthroughmarketingclass.com. If you want anything to do with how to market your products better and sell them easier, go to breakthroughmarketingclass.com and find out what's working in today's marketing world, okay? So the open loops. Let's get back and let me close the open loop that I just gave you right now, which is you have that email and then you're going to schedule out the next couple of emails and close that next loop, right? So you're just basically breaking down that blog post into several emails, 4, maybe 3, 4, 5 emails over the course of a few days, right? Usually it's every single day, okay? And that will repurpose the content. So now you've got something that you could write every single day if you wanted to, all right? And then what you do is you send those people, once that series is done, the email series is done, you send them back to the blog post. Actually, let me back up one thing. There's one more piece of that. After the series is done, you have a summary email that says, hey, hope you liked, XYZ emails, or we talked about this. Here's the summary of what we talked about. And then you list that in your, let's say you sent out 5 emails, you would send that in your 6th email. And then you say, by the way, if you want a summary or a whole all of the stuff we talked about. It's right here in this blog post. Click here, go check it out. Now, what that does for you is a couple of things. One, you're repurposing content. You don't have to keep writing over and over again. Two is that when you're sending it over the course of the emails, you're engaging the audience. And guess what? Google, Yahoo, MSN, Bing, all these people, all the IS providers where your emails are going to love that kind of engagement. So you're killing two birds with one stone, and it's a really good strategy to use to get email engagement. So your emails start going into the inboxes more concisely, right, or more predictably. Okay, it's not a guarantee, but just another little strategy behind this strategy. Man, I'm just spewing strategies today. But anyway, hopefully I didn't lose you. So okay, so take the the blog post, split it up into a couple of emails, and make that your content. Whether you're going to do it every day or every couple of days or something, you've already taken the time to write out this blog post. You may as well reuse it. And believe me, people are going to forget about reading the blog post, or even if they do remember it, it's like they're reminded of, oh yeah, that was a really good point, okay? Because they're not going to remember every single point. Now, what I told her this morning is if you did it like right now, if you sent people to the blog post right now, you obviously don't want to break up the the blog post now and send it out tomorrow, right? You'd wait a couple of weeks or something to do it. But that's something in the can that you could use, right, to send out to your list. So there's the little hidden tip behind, if you've got a long blog post or stuff that you've written before, go back and look at it and see if you can break it up over several emails and get yourself a lost sequence in play. And hey, like I said, if you want to know more information about marketing, like what's working in today's environment, how to get your products out there, how to sell easier, how to rise above the noise without being salesy and hypey and all that stuff, go to breakthroughmarketingclass.com, and I'll see you another time. Ciao.